And now we welcome our first fighter, Vakhtang Tchumburidze.
And our tail of the tape here for this matchup, Sczar Charles, 25 years of age compared to Vakhtang's 28 years of age. Vakhtang 3-1 in his MMA career, while Sczar Charles only being 1-0. Sczar is standing at 5'9", giving up 2 inches to the likes of Vakhtang. 169.3 the weight for Sczar Charles, and 170.3 for Mr. Vakhtang Tchumburidze. Vakhtang making his way to the cage here now, cornered by the likes of Michael Wood, Peyton Talbot, St. John Smith, the Reno Academy of Combat crew that's kind of been very consistent over here at A1 Combat. What do you have to say about Mr. Vakhtang Tchumburidze, Corey McKenna?
Yeah, you know, so you mentioned judo black belt coming out of a very high level gym with the likes of Peyton Talbot, who's in his corner. You know, we've got Sczar Charles, who's a very high level wrestler, and now we've got Vakhtang, who is a very high level judoka. And I always find these matchups interesting because, you know, two very different styles with the same essential goal. And it'll be interesting to see how he comes out here tonight and approaches the likes of Sczar Charles.
And Vakhtang, although having a heavy grappling background, a lot of his fights, he says he loves to let it play out on the feet. And even Peyton, speaking to him a little bit before, he said, yeah, even though Vakhtang has a heavy grappling background, he definitely is not one to shy away from laying it go all out on the feet. And Sczar Charles, as you stated, has had some highlight reel finishes and some highlight reel performances on the feet. So possibly we could see a stand 'em up and bang 'em here tonight over here at the A1 Combat Cage.
Making his way now, Sczar Charles.
Mr. Sczar Charles, the 1-0 prospect over there out of originally Virginia Beach, Virginia, came over here to Sacramento to come train underneath the likes of Urijah Faber. And it's kind of interesting how he originally got into the Team Alpha Male team. He just said he sent the clip in. He sent a clip from East Stroudsburg University of his ESPN top 10 play. He was able to get into contact Faber. Faber said, hey, come train. And as the folks say, the rest is history.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned, Sczar Charles, he's a character, you know. He takes his business very seriously. Although having, you know, only 2 amateurs and 1 pro fight, he has a lot of composure in there. He's very meticulous. Like I say, high-level wrestler with highlight reel striking. So I think the fans are going to be entertained regardless of where the fight stays here tonight. And frankly, I'll be surprised if this fight goes to distance.
He's very intelligent. I mean, a man that obviously attended East Stroudsburg University, a 2022 NCAA, fit into Super Region, placed 6th place over there in his wrestling career. I mean, this man not only had the brains to get in over there at East Stroudsburg University, but was also a 4-year participant over there on that wrestling team. So a man that has been disciplined and focused in his time in preparation to get to this MMA career. And I mean, like how you said, he has been able to so far put up some highlight reel performances, possibly looking to add another clip into that reel tonight.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, you know, Sczar Charles, he's an entertainer, that's for sure. He's, you know, as much as he's quiet, he's calm, he's collected. He definitely likes to go out there and entertain. He was actually my first interview, and he turned me down on the spot. So I've not let him live that down ever since. So thank you, Sczar Charles. Hopefully, you know, hopefully if the mood strikes him tonight, I'll be able to get some words out of him. But you know, he's got to get through Vakhtang Tchumburidze tonight before we get to that point. And I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I did ask him at weigh-ins how to pronounce it, and Peyton just tried to wind me up. So I'm not 100% sure still.
Vakhtang Tchumburidze looks to get his matchup underway against the likes of Mr. Sczar Charles, who is making his way to the cage. I think he wanted a little bit of suspense, a little bit of epilogue to that, because it took a little bit before we were seen with the presence of Mr. Sczar Charles over here, Corey.
Yeah, like I said, he's a showman, that's for sure. It's remember his first fight, came out with the sunshades on, and Yeah, he likes the dramatics, that's for sure. But you know, it's definitely worthwhile. He, like I say, he's a very exciting fighter. He's coming off of a first-round knockout, and as slow as this walkout may be, I think the fight has potential to be even shorter. So, yeah, very excited for this matchup, and I think it's going to be a great start to our MMA fights here tonight.
You know, when I asked him, we were speaking a little bit before this fight, you know, talking so we can get some notes on this commentary. I asked him his favorite sport. You know, I always like to shoot some little rapid fire questions at him. He said he's an enjoyer of all sports, and I said, so no sport in particular? You said, no, you just got to enjoy the art sometimes. So I think, like how you said, Sczar Charles, a very interesting character, someone that, you know, likes to stay present in his own mind, and I mean, just letting it all soak in here at A1 Combat 22.
Okay, and Sczar Charles finally enters that cage. A very respectful person too. Also, just want to mention that out. Give him his credit for that as he bows his way into the cage. Very respectful. You know, and he does this, like you mentioned, out of enjoyment and passion for the sport. He has a true love of mixed martial arts.
We now look to take it over to Mr. Garrett Ferteg for our official MMA announcement.
From Sacramento, California, A1 Combat now moves to our first professional bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division, presented by NorCal Recycling and Glass West. We introduce first the blue corner, standing 6'1", weighing 170 pounds, making his A1 Combat and American debut, holding a record of 3 professional wins, 1 defeat, representing Reno Academy of Combat from the Republic of Georgia, Vakhtang Tchumburidze. And now we introduce his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9", weighing 169.3 pounds, returning to A1 Combat 1-0 as a professional. He represents Team Alpha Male from Sacramento, California, Sczar Charles. Your referee, Mike Bentran.
Mr. Mike Beltran looking to get this one underway. Our fans very excited after that very long-awaited walkout from Mr. Sczar Charles. Vakhtang Tchumburidze in the blue, Charles in the red.
Great job from Vakhtang. You know, came straight out, held the center. Oh, beautiful head kick from Sczar.
And it seemed right away, Sczar kind of let Vakhtang right into, you know, it didn't seem to be overtly aggressive. Was that something that you think was originally part of the game plan, or just the way that the fight started out?
Like I mentioned when he was walking out here, you know, Sczar is a very cool and collected person. I got a feeling that he's just kind of feeling Vakhtang out right now. You know, he's starting to work his way back into the center, pressuring forward. And I think, like, we're looking at that fill-out period. You know, a lot of fights, we have that in the first round. Both guys are finding their range, finding their distance. We've got a little bit of back and forth on the pressure. Yeah, it's great job from both guys so far. You know, oh, beautiful. In on that single for Sczar, big lift. We're going to look at a big slam here. Nice.
Great slam there, and Coach Fabio Prado telling him to try and get himself around the body there of Mr. Tchumburidze.
Yeah, great positional awareness from Sczar there. You know, he went to the opposite side of his head, but Vakhtang did a great job of regaining his guard, and he's in on this guillotine now, but I think it's too shallow and he's about to lose it, as I was going to say. Great job from both guys. You know, like we mentioned, both have grappling experience, high-level grappling experience, that is. And, like I say, beautiful job from Sczar there, doing a nice, big, impressive slam for the crowd, getting everyone riled up.
Yeah, and even though both these gentlemen do have a lot of experience on the ground, I mean, Sczar Charles, a black belt in Taekwondo, and then obviously working with the likes of Team Alpha Males, Ryan Loader, Andre Feely, Darren Elkins, a couple of men known for their striking presence as well in the cage.
Yeah, exactly. Great job from Vakhtang to work up to his feet here. Overreached on that guillotine a little bit, but beautiful job breaking dirty there.
Way to adjust there and just kind of fire off those hooks and be, you know, sometimes the wildness is welcomed in MMA, is what I like to say.
Ooh, big hook there from Vakhtang. I don't think Sczar Charles liked that.
And it seemed like those right hooks are just seeming to connect on the likes of Sczar Charles. A nice showing of that judo black belt there from Mr. Tchumburidze on that throw. That was, I mean, as perfect as you could write it up.
That's like my biggest, the biggest risk with judo right there, though. That scarf hold position, Sczar Charles did a great job staying composed, was able to come out to the back because Vakhtang did lose that control. He is sliding off, and he's riding a little bit off to the side. Oh, beautiful scramble.
And both these men showing their own displays of grappling here today, a little bit of wrestling versus judo. You can bring this back to the old UFC 1 tapes, the way that both these men are trying to display their own form of their martial arts tonight.
Sczar Charles is on the right side of the body. Oh, pulled his head out. I thought he was going to go for the Von Flue for a second there, but he did a great job clearing his head. He's now looking to set up that Kimura. This is a beautiful scramble from both guys. Oh, Vakhtang trying the TP choke.
I was going to say, it looked like possibly an inverted triangle at first, but then Charles able to break free the arm, and like he said, don't really see the TP choke too often in MMA. They're almost seeing that there with the likes of Mr. Vakhtang Tchumburidze.
This is a phenomenal start to this round. If you're a fan of grappling, this fight's for you. Oh, Sczar Charles, nice. Looking for that armbar. Vakhtang did a good job of clearing that arm and getting on top.
Wow, Vakhtang raining that ground and pound now on Mr. Sczar Charles, and Charles has got to get away here if he wants to get, I mean, I know we're still early in this fight, but those strikes can start to add up with a toll for sure.
Beautiful roll on that guillotine for Vakhtang, and he is deep on this right here.
That looks deep there, Corey.
Sczar Charles is going to go out.
Oh, wow. The Tchumburidze Express has landed in the United States. The Georgian gets the first round guillotine here at A1 Combat 22.
Phenomenal fight there. If you're a fan of grappling, there were some beautiful exchanges from both guys. Honestly, I'm really impressed with both guys there. That was such a high-level fight for their experience. And, obviously, a shame for Sczar Charles, but he had some shining moments in there, and this was an amazing display of technique for both guys here.
I would say that was all gas, no breaks from both of them for sure. And I mean, an absolutely amazing performance from Tchumburidze, someone that had never fought in the United States prior to his matchup here at A1 Combat 22. So a lot of fans excited to see the Georgian make his debut on US soil, and I think that was one heck of a debut as we look to await our official decision, and of course the UFC strawweight Corey McKenna going to be talking to Mr. Vakhtang Tchumburidze after that big win, after we get our announcement. But I mean, wow, just an amazing guillotine here. He gets that elbow, and you see just, wow, the way that he was able to get that arm tucked underneath the neck of Charles. Very good execution on the game plan from Tchumburidze, a guillotine that you've seen attempted multiple times, and just was able to finally get the positioning just right on the neck and was able to finish the choke, and works with the likes of, like how we said before, Reno Academy of Combat's Michael Wood, St. John Smith, and of course the UFC's now rising starlet in the bantamweight division, Peyton Talbot, going over there and checking on Sczar Charles after the matchup. But I mean, an absolutely amazing display shown from both those gentlemen as we look to take it over to Mr. Garrett Furteg for our official fight decision announcement.
The guillotine choke brings on the tap. Official time, 3 minutes, 55 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by submission, Vakhtang Tchumburidze.
Vakhtang Tchumburidze now looking to possibly add on to that stellar now 4-1 MMA record. And we take it over to Corey McKenna for her official post-fight.
I'm going to ask you questions. Then you can... Okay, I'm here with your winner. That was a phenomenal performance, very grappling-centric. Was that what you were training for in this fight camp?
I just want to say thank for my dream team, Peyton, Sinji, Oscar, and my head coach, Rick. Without them, I can't do this. These guys are family for me in USA. I just only say it.
Okay, great job then. Give it up for your winner.
That's it for my own members. Yeah. ეს გამარჯვება, მარტო ეს გამარჯვება არა, ჩემი ყველა ამოსუნ თქვა, ეძღვნება საქართველოს. და მე სიზმრები, მე ნატარები და ერთი სული მაქვს, როდის ჩავეხუტები შენ მიწას.
And Miss Corey McKenna getting to speak to the likes of Mr. Vakhtang Tchumburidze after his climb to 4-1 via a successful first round guillotine over Sczar Charles. An absolutely beautiful finish here for our first MMA bout over here at A1 Combat 22.